On July 4, 2026, a world champion athlete sat in front of a live microphone and dismantled a hip-hop marriage on the record. At exactly in her interview, professional boxer Claressa Shields dropped a multi-ton bomb, stating word for word, "I'm having a baby next year." Okay, and that's Pap.
I'm having a baby next year.
Okay.
And that's Pap.
Does Pap know he's having a baby next year?
Pap, you know you're having a baby next year?
He said absolutely.
Well,
Let the gravity of that timeline sink in. Papoose is legally a married man. Yet, when the interviewer directly asked if Pap even knew about this, Claressa doubled down, laughing on the record. "Pap, you know you're having a baby next year?" He said absolutely. But it gets deeper. She exposed the timeline of their private compromise, revealing that Papoose actually demanded a baby this year, forcing a negotiation between her boxing career and his desire for a new family. This single interview triggered an immediate brutal retaliation from media powerhouse Tasha K, who went live to publicly brand Claressa as Mistress Medicaid, while declaring Remy Ma the untouchable Blue Cross Blue Shield premium wife. The lines have been drawn, the legal documents are still active, and the receipts are completely unhinged. Welcome to Celebrity Insider. Pull up a seat because we are stripping away the fluff and exposing the raw, factual anatomy of this Hollywood disaster right now.
Ain't nothing ugly about this woman, except for her attitude. Now, Claressa,
To truly understand how a legacy of a 15-year hip-hop marriage turned into a public spectacle of insurance analogies and pregnancy timelines, we have to dissect the exact anatomy of what went down on July 4, 2026. This wasn't a subtweet. This wasn't an anonymous source leaking information to a blog. This was a world champion undisputed boxer sitting under studio lights, looking directly into a camera, and laying out a highly calculated, timeline-driven agenda regarding another woman's legal husband. When Claressa Shields sat down for this specific radio interview, she didn't just cross a line. She completely erased it. At exactly in the interview audio, the fighter dropped a statement so definitive it instantly sent shockwaves through the industry. "I'm having a baby next year." Okay, and that's Pap. The sheer audacity of the delivery left the studio completely paralyzed. The interviewer, completely caught off guard by the bluntness of the revelation, immediately pressed for confirmation asking point-blank, "Does Pap know he's having a baby next year?" The response that followed wasn't a retraction. It was a total escalation. Shields laughed, looked at the mic and claimed, "Pap, you know you're having a baby next year?" He said absolutely. She didn't just stop at the confirmation. She went a step further, exposing the intimate, behind-the-scenes negotiations that had been taking place between her and Papoose. According to Shields, the timeline was actually pushed back by her own career demands. She explicitly stated that Papoose didn't want to wait until next year. He actively pressured her to have a baby this year. The exact quote from the tape details a massive compromise "He wanted we both have a baby this year. Okay, but I told him I got a few more girls I want to kick. So, we compromised with let me box this year and then next year I can have my first kid and give him a kid."
the long way. The long way. You know, I'm that auntie.
This is where the narrative shifts from a standard relationship dynamic into a full-blown corporate and cultural war. Within hours of this interview hitting the airwaves, media powerhouse Tasha K launched an immediate, scorched earth live stream. Tasha K did not just analyze the interview. She completely dismantled Claressa's positioning using a brutal, highly offensive corporate insurance analogy that has now permanently gone viral. Tasha K looked at the camera and explicitly categorized the women in Papoose's life based on systemic value. She officially branded Remy Ma as Blue Cross Blue Shield, the premium, high-tier, untouchable primary health insurance policy. In Tasha's words, Remy Ma represents the ultimate policyholder because she holds the legal marriage certificate, the institutional power, the industry clout, and the primary cultural motion. On the flip side, Tasha K completely degraded Claressa Shields by labeling her Mistress Medicaid. The analogy was surgical. Tasha argued that Medicaid is a basic, low-tier, state-subsidized option used merely for temporary convenience or side benefits, but it completely lacks the premium security, longevity, and respect of a major primary provider. Tasha K directly questioned the logic of the entire arrangement, asking her audience point-blank
Auntie, I want you to meet His name's Papoose. You said his name is what?
Why would Pap get rid of Medicaid? Implying that Papoose is merely using the side benefits of this secondary relationship, while actively refusing to let go of the premium security and cultural relevance that only his legal wife, Remy Ma, can provide. This calculated public dragging marks the official beginning of a massive institutional collapse. The tension did not just stay confined to the radio airwaves. It spilled directly onto the red carpet and the main floor of one of the biggest nights in entertainment culture, the BET Awards. If the interview was the verbal declaration of war, the public appearance that followed was the visual battleground. Observers and commentators, including a highly vocal Tasha K, immediately began dissecting every single frame of Claressa Shields and Papoose walking down the aisle together. But instead of giving the aura of an elite Hollywood power couple, the appearance was instantly hit with immense scrutiny regarding their actual status at the event. Tasha K openly mocked the seating arrangements, pointing out that Claressa initially appeared to be coming straight down from the nosebleed seats, the very back sections of the arena. The live stream analysis alleged that because the event wasn't completely sold out, Claressa and Papoose were likely either given a last-minute down row upgrade or were acting as strategic seat fillers just to move away from the nosebleeds and sit where the actual A-list civilization was located.
I don't want nothing. He ain't, well, you ain't met him. I don't need to meet him. I can smell that he ain't shit. That's how I am.
The critique didn't stop at the seating charts. In the entertainment industry, presentation is absolutely everything, and the internet noticed a massive visual flaw. Tasha K went completely savage on Claressa's appearance, launching a viral critique against her makeup artist. She publicly questioned why Claressa's face looked completely gray under the venue's lighting, stating bluntly that her foundation was a total mess and made her look casket-ready on a national stage. The commentary took a direct swipe at Papoose's role as a partner, asking why he would allow her to walk down the aisle looking like a hot mess express without pulling her aside to fix it. Tasha K summarized the entire walk down the aisle with someone else's legal husband as completely ridiculous. But to understand the true depth of this disaster, you have to look past the makeup and the award shows and examine the highly calculated, behind-the-scenes timeline. Tasha K dropped a major allegation during her broadcast, stating that while this relationship has been flaunted publicly for 2 years, it was actively operating in secret for at least a full year behind the scenes before that. During that hidden phase, the dynamics were incredibly messy. Receipts and digital footprints allege that Claressa was heavily integrated into Remy Ma's digital ecosystem, constantly lurking in her direct messages, asking the legal wife for personal styling tips, liking her photos, leaving comments, and studying her entire daily routine. The allegation is clear. She completely mapped out Remy Ma's schedule to perfectly figure out when the wife was in or out of town, before eventually securing Papoose's schedule down to a science. This deep-rooted history has birthed a massive wave of public insecurity that is now driving Claressa's current travel and event planning. The timeline proves that Claressa is actively running a highly defensive playbook to keep Papoose completely isolated from his legal wife. For instance, during Mother's Day weekend, Claressa abruptly flew out to New York for a concert featuring an artist she had absolutely zero public interest in. Why? Commentators point out it was a calculated move to ensure Papoose had no physical opportunity to see or visit Remy Ma for Mother's Day. The exact same defensive strategy was deployed around Remy Ma's birthday, when Claressa conveniently booked a high-profile vacation to Aruba, dragging Papoose out of the country entirely so there could be absolutely no chance of a spontaneous birthday interaction or reconciliation between the legally married couple. Every move is a direct reflection of extreme panic, because the reality of the marriage certificate still stands. To completely unmask this entire narrative, we have to look past the emotional drama and analyze the cold, structural power dynamics at play. The biggest question dominating the entire industry right now is simple. If Papoose is actively planning a future and a brand new family with a world champion boxer, why has he not signed the official divorce papers to end his 15-year marriage with Remy Ma? The answer doesn't lie in romance. It lies entirely within the ruthless economy of digital clout and entertainment leverage. The harsh, factual reality of this situation, as highlighted by Tasha K and top media analysts, is that Papoose is not the dominant patriarch in his legal marriage. Structurally, he is operating with the dependencies of a secondary partner. For over a decade and a half, the brand, the cultural motion, the primary algorithmic traffic, and the mainstream relevance have belonged entirely to Remy Ma. Remy Ma is the definitive algorithm. Remy Ma is the motion. Remy Ma is the primary cloud that keeps Papoose relevant in modern pop culture. Let's look directly at the documented behavioral patterns. If Papoose genuinely wanted to cut ties, establish a completely clean slate, and officially move forward with Claressa Shields, the operational playbook would be incredibly straightforward. A man ready to completely walk away would have instantly covered up his famous Remy tattoo. A man entirely checked out would have systematically deleted the legacy posts celebrating their anniversaries or her birthdays across his official social media platforms. But he hasn't done a single one of those things. He refuses to erase the public markers of his marriage because he fully understands that separating his name from Remy Ma permanently puts the absolute kibosh on his primary cultural visibility. The information exposed across major platforms paints a staggering picture of the breakdown behind closed doors. Reports allege that Remy Ma has been mentally, emotionally, and logistically checked out of her husband for a significant amount of time, going so far as to have his personal belongings completely packed up and folded. Yet, despite the clear boundaries, Papoose allegedly refused to accept the finality of the separation. Commentators have openly exposed the deep financial strain underneath the public image, alleging that he stopped contributing to basic household utilities like the light bills, and was routinely sleeping on the couch while trying to maintain a proximity to her lifestyle. Further unverified but heavy allegations from industry insiders claim that deep gambling debts heavily compromised his financial standing, forcing the alleged pawning of high-value jewelry just to stay afloat. This brings us to the ultimate tragedy of Claressa Shields' position in this entire chess match. Industry analysts widely agree that Papoose realized far too late that leaving his established 80% with Remy Ma for the temporary excitement of a new 20% did not work out the way he structurally anticipated. But with nowhere else to go to maintain his specific level of lifestyle and relevance, he has forced himself to stay the course, biding his time while holding on to the legal benefits of his marriage certificate. Claressa Shields is now forced to completely walk back her public terminology. Notice the sudden shift in her language. She has stopped publicly demanding an immediate, official divorce and has pivoted entirely to aggressively reminding the public that Papoose is legally separated. She unleashes intense public anger at commentators and fans who question the arrangement, yet she completely refuses to hold Papoose's feet to the fire regarding the actual legal termination of his marriage. By blindly introducing a pregnancy timeline into an active, legally bound, and financially strained marriage, she isn't securing a commitment. She is willingly walking directly into a massive trap of institutional dysfunction and permanent public warfare. The facts are officially laid out on the table, the interview timestamps are permanently etched into the record, and the lines between Blue Cross Blue Shield status and Mistress Medicaid have been sharply drawn. But now the final verdict belongs entirely to you. When you look at the raw timeline of Claressa Shields openly announcing a baby on live radio while Papoose actively holds onto his legal marriage certificate with Remy Ma, what do you see? Is this a genuine new chapter? Or is it a calculated game of clout, leverage, and algorithmic survival? We want to hear your absolute raw thoughts on this entire Hollywood disaster. Drop your comments right below. Do you think Papoose will ever actually sign those official divorce papers? Or is Remy Ma permanently the motion that he refuses to walk away from? If you want to stay ahead of every single breaking timeline, unmasked industry receipt, and deep corporate breakdown before anyone else, you know exactly what to do. Smash that like button right now to support the content, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a single explosive upload here on Celebrity Insider. Thank you so much for locking in with us today. Keep your eyes on the receipts, stay skeptical, and we will see you in the very next breakdown.